From an early age, I felt really empowered to build like houses, like large structures. I wanted to make something larger than myself, something you can go inside and experience as an environment. It was inspired by Jeffrey Deitch. He came over for a studio visit and had talked about curating this show with Laurie Simmons and Dan Needell called All Them Witches. And I thought, wow, I would love to be part of that. I do consider myself a witch in my own way. At the time, I was also making a large scale, it was another kind of house for a theater performance by Asher Hartman called The Dope Elf. And I created a home for the Dope Elf. It was a endurance-based long-term performance / installation. So the actors actually had to live in the sets. Part of the theme of the Dope Elf was about this kind of like whiteness that was like kind of a negative, insidious, almost like a disease that they got, this whiteness. So I made the Dope Elf house this dirty kind of gross way. So actually the witch house was in direct opposite. I wanted to make it completely black, and completely on the kind of the other side of this like gross whiteness. I took the Dope Elf, which was this big, and made the witch house, which was this big. So it was like kind of an expansion of the original idea for this theater production. And of course I had to think about, well, how big can I actually make it? It has to fit through the door. And what are the ceiling heights? So there were practical considerations, but basically Jeffrey Deitch, Laurie Simmons, and Dan Needell were very gung-ho about my proposal. I love the marriage between sculpture and video. I had shot a kind of séance video a couple years prior, and I hadn't shown it yet, but I had always been looking for the right opportunity or the right situation to show it. The séance was based upon the kind of a very abstract idea of the circle. I wanted to take the idea of the circle with this crystal ball and a round table with all the hands, and I wanted the video to be shown in a circular shape. So I had specific ideas that were based on almost like a portal to another world, like a tunnel or an aperture to another world that to me had a kind of feminine overtone, sort of obviously witchy and like more spooky, kind of supernatural vibe to it. These symbols and, relationships that I'm like evoking don't necessarily have to make sense in a logical way. It's not a narrative that makes, like this happened and then she said that and then the end was it, all cut and dry. Here's what it's about. To me, it's kind of like this crazy, abstract, almost like dreamlike, surreal, mythologically like driven, crazy version of what might happen in your head when you're half asleep. The mystery and the magic is in the kind of weirdness of this project. To me, the idea of being in a witch realm is like, it's very empowering in a way because it's about this like other dimension where you can create what you want.